hello there. Today, I'm so excited to share this recipe with you. For those of you who love breakfast, you are going to love this. Kyle and I, we're probably a little different. I don't know, there's a lot of people that like to eat breakfast all times of the day and night, but we do. A lot of times we eat breakfast for supper. It's just so easy. You can scramble some eggs with some toast, or, you can do the whole thing, eggs, bacon, biscuits, gravy, all that. You could do pancakes. I mean, stuff like that is just so easy to whip up if maybe you forgot to lay something out, or you have, a lot going on and you don't have a lot of time. So we love having breakfast anytime, day or night. But my favorite time to have breakfast really is kind of brunch, like 10, 11 o'clock. And this recipe is perfect for that. I'm cooking for two for the most part, unless we have company or guests or something. But this recipe is great because the amount that I'm going to make is like perfect just for us. But if you do have company, if you have overnight guests, and you need a really easy breakfast that's delicious, but you don't want to have to spend a lot of time cooking it, this is perfect because you can prepare it. You do. You not can. You that's part of it. You prepare it the night before, so you're just and the preparation is very, very minimal. Okay, it's not going to take much time at all. You prepare it. You put it in your fridge. You get up the next morning. You pull it out. You stick it in the oven. Boom. Delicious. Okay, so that's what I'm going to share with you today. I wanted to kind of do a few breakfast videos. It seems like here lately I've been doing a lot of like supper and snacks and desserts, and so I'm going to throw in some breakfast ones since we are big breakfast fans. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I don't even know if I told you what I'm making. It is baked oatmeal, and I do want to share this. I did not come up with this whole recipe myself. Years ago, when we were at a church, Kyle was pastor, and we had some college kids come in that were doing some work in the church. And a lady that was really good friends of my family, they came from Texas. And anyway, she came and she fixed this one of the mornings that we all had breakfast together with the youth and everything. And I mean, from that moment on, like, it has been in my recipe box. Of course, like we all do, I did change a few things because there's just some stuff that I liked better, or wanted to do different. So I did change a few things, but I have to give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this recipe, but you know what? Whoa! Once you see this, if you haven't subscribed to my blog yet, you're going to want to, because you're going to want to jump on there at cookitfor2.com. Jump on there, subscribe to my blog, and then that way you can go straight to this blog post and download the recipe or print it out, however you like to do it, or just pull it up and cook it while you're looking at it. But anyways, enough of that. We're going to get started on the recipe. I use olive oil, okay? So I'm going to put in some olive oil. And then another thing I changed, I'm going to add in sucanat, okay? Now, see if I can get it up close. It looks a lot like a dry kind of brown sugar. If you're not familiar with this, wonderful. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells like brown sugar and molasses, okay? So this is not processed, okay? So it's so much better for you than regular sugar. So this is what it, to me also, besides that, it just adds like this richness and this depth to this dish. A lot of times when you have something kind of plain like oats, we're not doing a whole lot to it. So an ingredient like this, that's what puts your recipes over the top, okay? So we're gonna add the sucanat. I'm going to add that in there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and kind of give this a stir. Okay? got that stirred up a little bit. All right, now we have an egg. I'm gonna add this egg in here. And also, I'm gonna add some half and half. You can also use milk if you prefer milk, but again, looking for richness, half and half. Put some half and half in there with the egg. Okay, I'm gonna give that just a little stir. You don't wanna stir that egg up too terribly much, but we'll kind of get that incorporated just a little bit. Okay, now I have some baking powder and some salt. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that in there. Baking powder and salt. Okay, and then, now this is a little bit different again from the recipe, but you know me, throwing in some cinnamon. Well, my spoon won't fit in there, so throw in a little bit of cinnamon. And I'm not putting quite as much as I normally would because we're going to sprinkle some of this on top. So I've got some cinnamon now. The other thing that's different is, I'm gonna get a close up here. This is vanilla bean paste, okay? Key for your pantry. Another ingredient, I can't even talk. Another ingredient that will take your recipes over the top, okay? The vanilla is so concentrated. There's a richness to this, like vanilla is not rich enough as it is, but this vanilla bean paste, wonderful. It's a good little trick to have in your pantry. Okay, I'm going to do a teaspoon of this in here. Now, if you don't have this, no worries, okay? No big deal. You just go ahead and add you some regular vanilla in there. That will be fine, and it will still be delicious. Okay, got that in there. Now, we're going to add in our oats. And we're going to get this all stirred up. Looks like there's still some oil left in there. Alexa, cancel. Okay. All right, so we added in our oats, so I'm going to get this all stirred up here. We want to make sure it gets good and coated. We want all that liquid goodness on there. Okay. Now, I have taken a pan. I think this is about like maybe an 8 by 8 probably. I have taken my pan here, put it over here, and I've already sprayed it with some cooking spray because we don't want to have to scrape and scrape on it when we're done. So we are going to pour that right into our pan. I'm going to get a spatula because, you know, I do not want to leave any of that goodness. That's why I love these things. If you don't have one, you need to get a couple of them because you would not believe how much stuff you can leave behind in your bowl or your pan. But with these things, whew, it will scrape it clean. Okay, so we're going to, we've got that in our pan. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to take and we're going to, let me just do this because I'm afraid I'll get a whole big blob in one spot. We're going to sprinkle it with cinnamon. You can go as generous as you like here, or you can skip this all together. If you're not a huge cinnamon fan, then just don't put any cinnamon on it, okay? Like I said earlier, still going to be good. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of my sucanat, and I'm just going to sprinkle that right on top. Okay? Sprinkle that on top. Now, this is the awesome part about this recipe. I'm going to wrap this up with saran wrap, and I'm going to put this in the fridge, and that is it. That's all that you do to this. You're going to put it in your fridge, and you're going to let it just, you know, you can do it like before you go to bed. You can do it after supper, just whenever you have the time to get it in there. You're going to let it sit all night long, and then when you get up in the morning, you're going to pull it out of the fridge and put it in the oven. So there again, this is a great recipe if you're getting up, you've got school, you've got work, you're in a hurry, you don't have a lot of time in the mornings, but you want to have something wholesome, you want to have something good, something that's going to give you energy, something that's going to keep you full. Okay, this is it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get it wrapped up. Okay, well, I went to bed, slept, got up, and look, my oatmeal is ready. Just kidding. That's the magic of camera video, but I did already have one made up. Over here, I will show you that in just a second. Over here, I have some cream, some half and half with about 2 tablespoons of butter in there. Okay, I wanted you to be able to see the oatmeal, what it looks like after it's set all night and after you cook it in the oven, okay? So, I'm going to try to get that up there close. Woo! Oh, I wish you could smell this. Better yet, I wish you could taste it. You can when you make it in your kitchen. Okay, so, like I said, I've got half and half over here with some butter. Melting it because you want it good and warm. So you get up in the morning, you throw that in the oven, cook it for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. You're going to take it out. Okay, then it kind of looks like it's a little dry, but that's how it's supposed to look. So you're going to put you some in a bowl. Okay. Then you are going to take this beautiful cream with butter and you're going to pour just a little bit over your oatmeal, okay? And then, oh my goodness. And then, if you can wait for it to cool, I can't. This is so good. It is so warm. It is so comforting. And the taste is delicious. Oh my gosh, really, really good. So what we normally do is I serve this for me and Kyle, or if we have guests or whatever, I'll serve this, but I also on the side will have some fresh fruit, like maybe some blueberries, some blackberries, some strawberries, and have that alongside with it. Especially for people who maybe they're not really big on sweet stuff for breakfast, then the tartness of the fruit kind of breaks up the sweetness. So that's how I serve it. You can serve it any way you like. And also I did want to point out too, when I was talking about this sucanat, if you don't have that, feel free to just use brown sugar. You can use brown sugar or you can use regular sugar, or if you're really trying to watch your sugar, okay, you can definitely substitute like a stevia, a powdered stevia, and use that as your sweetener versus the sucanat and the regular sugar. That would work perfectly fine here if you wanted to do that. I think Swerve possibly even has like a brown sugar substitute, so that would be really good for this dish. So anyways, like I said, I just wanted to share some breakfast ideas with you because we love breakfast around here. And if you're a breakfast lover but you don't have a lot of time, dishes like this are wonderful because it doesn't take a lot of your time, but yet you can feel good about what you're eating and what you're feeding your family. Hope this was helpful to you, and like I said, be sure, jump on my website, sign up for my blog if you haven't yet, so that you can get this recipe. Lord bless you.